What is up, my beautiful people? Hope you're all having a terrific day. Exile 451 here again with yet another daily dose of Reddit Happy. Going to a new sub today, r/today I'm happy, for some stories I think you'll enjoy and can probably relate to. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Today I am happy because I made at least one situation from my crappy past right. The last 2 years were definitely an interesting time. I got into a company of punks because of a girl I liked, witnessed a lot of drug abuse, being exposed to drugs for the first time in my life, and a lot of crazy stuff in general. The girl I liked, let's call her Tina, was manipulative and clearly using me, but my past self ignored it to have his love story. But I wasn't the only one fooled. There was also a girl that we'll call Jane from now on. She was really into Tina and was in a relationship with her. We really got along even though we had the same love interest. I got attached to her, not romantically. She was like a sister to me. The problem was that Tina was also using Jane. She used her to get money for drugs, and Jane was her alibi in case her mom got suspicious. She used me for the same things while draining me emotionally. And Tina was dragging Jane down the addiction path while Jane tried to get her out of it. At that time, I was too stupid to realize that Jane was the real victim here. And how would you know? Crap hit the fan. Jane also got addicted, and the girls got into an argument and broke up. Of course, me being blindly in love with Tina made me take her side without thinking much and believing every little lie she told me. A few months went like that, with Tina manipulating me to stay with her, breaking up when I started to get my common sense back, getting back together a few months later, only to realize she's still the same manipulative person and quickly backing out. A year passed since I cut off any contact with the punks and living my life normally, and then it hit me. Jane was the real victim. I took the wrong side and let that amazing person get sucked up by addiction and then cut contact with her. Guilt followed me for 3 months on and off, and I finally decided to get in contact with Jane again. This was the best decision I could make. Turns out, she didn't blame me for anything, and we quickly caught up with how our lives went. In short, her life was still a mess. She was in abusive relationships and still battling addiction. I started to help her sort it out. I didn't really do much, but I was always supportive, and she said that I'm one of the very few people she actually trusts. And now, why I'm happy. She's finally getting her life back on track. Dumped that abusive guy, found a dude that is supportive and helps her fight her demons. He's the guy who helped her the most. I can't take credit for that. And she's on detox to stop taking drugs. And it makes me extremely happy that at least one thing from this whole mess ended up good. I reunited with a person close to me, helped her a bit in beating her problems, and fixed a mistake from the past that was slowly killing me from inside. At last, this roller coaster had a good ending. And I'm typing this now since Jane nearly gave me a heart attack after sending me a photo of her having blood on her lips and nose out of nowhere and not explaining that it was because she got her lip pierced before I freaked out that someone hurt her. And as I was looking at the photo of her new piercing, now without the blood, I had tears come to my eyes and I realized how happy I am that she's all right, and I got back in touch with her. And I'm ready to help protect her anytime if she needs me. Well, OP, that's quite the story, and you're quite the friend for being willing to go back into that world to try and bring someone you cared about out of it. Addiction is such a hard, terrible thing to overcome, and it will destroy people if you leave them there. So to be willing to go back to a past like that for one person really says a lot about how much you care for them. Thank you for being just a decent human being and going out there to help save her and showing that it is possible to bring people back. No matter how far gone they are, there is always that hope. Today, I'm happy because I had a fun night shift, slept well all day, had running sushi with my boyfriend, and made some nice mixing progress. I'll start chronologically. This all happened yesterday, I just finished typing it up today. My night shift started last night at 7. I work as a stagehand, and yesterday there was a stadium concert. It wasn't very exciting at first because we were outside moving barricades, but we had fun singing along what we heard and joking. Next thing we did was waiting for the next task. We ended up pushing stuff out to the trucks and loading. I always enjoy loading. It's hard work, but watching the truck driver close the hatch, is that the correct word? Of a fully loaded truck is really rewarding to me, as well as feeling my sore muscles. And I have to admit that I love my colleagues' appreciation for being the only woman in my city who is crazy enough to do this. Afterwards, we got some nice food, and then we spent almost the whole time until we were sent home in the morning with waiting. The reason we stayed there was that they needed a crane to lay down the delay towers, those towers in the rear of the crowd area with extra boxes, and in order for the crane to operate without damaging the rubber floor, we had to put an aluminum floor plate under its feet. They weigh 240 kilograms, so you need 8 people and a forklift in order to place them. There were 4 delay towers, 2 in the very back that were close enough for the crane to lay down both without moving. So we had to place and collect those floor plates 3 times. In between, we waited. 4 of us, me included, tried to keep ourselves in a good mood. We played spin the bottle and football with empty plastic bottles, sung and joked. We had great fun. 2 sometimes joined in, and the last 2 kept their distance because we were getting on their nerves. When we were sent home in the morning after a 12-and-a-half-hour night shift, I took a nice shower and went to bed, spending all day cuddling with my boyfriend. When I was awake again, he told me that he'd take me to running sushi before I got to university. The food was really yummy, and there was so much sushi. I absolutely love sushi. Later, when I was at university, I study sound engineering. I was mixing a song that was recorded on Tuesday. I didn't expect to make great progress since I still was tired, and when I'm tired, I'm having a very hard time in hearing all the stuff that is going on. But it worked really well, and I even managed to fix the low frequencies. We didn't record a bass since it's traditional Colombian music, and my colleague kept telling me that we wouldn't have to. Luckily, there are enough low frequencies going on in one of the drums, and I amplified them. Worked out perfectly. Oh, sound engineering. Man, that is a difficult science. But seriously, that's a great reason to be happy. I mean, unexpected downtime at work you get paid for just to goof around. How can you really complain about that? It sounds like he had just one good thing after another, and that's really something to be happy about. Plus, sushi? Oh, sushi's amazing. Man, now you got me craving it. Well, thank you so much, OP, for sharing what's making you happy, and you know what? I might go get sushi tonight. You got me craving it. Today, I am happy because I got dumped, and it's the best thing that has ever happened to me. A month ago, I got dumped by a girl who I had no idea was lying to me and making up more lies to try and make it seem like everything was my fault. She also did other horrible backstabbing things, but bump all that. That ain't what we're here to talk about. This ain't her post, it's mine. I've decided to start working out and running more. I'm eating less. I've decided to take a Kajikembo class. I've got more time for friends. I've found old music from my favorite artist and found the only album I've ever enjoyed every single song on. I've gotten so much closer with the friends I have that she didn't like. I even found my happy place, one that no one can take away from me. Sat out in the center of the backyard deck with the sun going down and the grass growing up between the boards around me. All I really want to say is that you can't let anybody hold you back. You can't sit around worrying about what others think and worrying about what happens if you fail, because that's exactly what will hold you back. You can't just let people control you like I did. You have to focus on yourself and your own happiness. You have to live selfishly in that aspect. Do what you love and love yourself. I love all of you. I don't care who you are, how old you are, how young you are, any of that. I love all of you from the bottom of my heart. And if there's anything I've learned in 31 days, it's that if you got love and happiness in your heart, then there's no room for dread and hate. I love y'all. I hope you have a wonderful night and an incredible rest of your week. OP, there is a silver lining in everything, and you certainly seem to have found it. It sounds like that was a particularly abusive relationship, and it's a good thing you got out, because that never ends well for anyone. And since you have, look at what's happened. You're taking better care of yourself. You're socializing more. You have found your happy place. So many good blessings have come from just being willing to take that step of leaving something like that. and then doing what you love. Yours is a great example of just having the courage to step outside of where you're comfortable, even if it's a bad situation. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Love you too, man. You are great, and I really wish you the best right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I truly appreciate all of you coming here and supporting the channel like you have been. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and feel free to share it on social media. Also, the channel is on Twitter, and you can check out the handle in the description below. Now you go out there, have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow. Until then, I'm Exile451. Stay beautiful.